that crazy?
Yeah, I know. It's mind-blowing. And so I see those issues here. And someone was saying how the poster was ripped violently off of it. Yeah, they ripped it out and shredded it. Because how can you argue that there's not supposed to be violence against women? How can you argue that in a conscious and intelligent society? So,
well, because this is not a conscience. Yeah. Because this is the opposite of both those things. This is a rape culture. And it's time, I believe, so do a lot of other people, it's time to name it exactly what it is and stop lying about it. Stop saying it's a democracy and a place of freedom, because it's not. It's a rape culture and a culture of war. We're at war with everything. War, from the war against the drugs to everything else, war everywhere on earth. Everywhere is war. In the United States, that's all we have left to export is war. And, of course we have to have warriors in order to do that. And making a warrior, creating a warrior, that begins very early in the home, where, the whole culture of war begins and ends also. And, husbands are the head of the household at war with their own wives. That's how it is here. That's how it is here. That's how it is most places on earth. And the hilarious part of it is watching it all crumble, which it is doing, and laughing it to scorn. And the more jokes you can tell, the better and faster it will disappear. The more jokes about how stupid people are to have actually think that cutting off their right hand helps their left hand. Their vast stupidity is just too hilarious. I'm tired of people saying, oh, isn't this sad? No, it's not sad at all. It's effing hilarious. Let's start laughing and not stop till it's gone.
And it's so great that you're saying that too, Roseanne, because that's one of the most poignant parts of this vagina monologue. Is laughter is so huge in this too.
The laughter of women, women is the most powerful thing on earth. The laughter and the power of women to laugh ridiculous systems to scorn is just fantastic, and that's why I love this play, because that's exactly what it does. It laughs what should be laughed at to scorn. It's just great, powerful tool of intelligence and evolution. But I know what you're saying, but the stuff you're saying about Honokaa, I had some a bit of a moral quandary there, because there is a shelter, there is a battered women's shelter, or was there, but here's another kind of hilarious thing. But it's run by a church which also teaches that gay people, I guess, don't deserve equal rights or even the right to life. So how can you support any of that? And, at a certain point you can't. And you just have to totally back off, laugh it all to ridiculous scorn, and start over. And I hope that the vagina monologues, I hope that would, raise money to benefit a lot of shelters for battered women and children, and men, for anybody who's suffering from violence.
Yeah, and that's good. We are everything here. It's 100% goes to help relief, and 90% stays on the island. 10% goes to the 1 Billion Rising organization, who's obviously helping us make these plays happen in the first place. So
isn't that fantastic, Jane? That the word vagina causes just a thunderous revolution that can't be stopped. Isn't that fantastic? Isn't that great?
It makes me thrilled. I was just looking at Eve's book, and she was saying it's a part of our anatomy. It's no different than a finger, a toe, or a rib, and it's the life-giving part of our anatomy. Why has it been covered up this way? And it's so true. We've gone around and around about the posters and how to make the posters so that they're not so vagina in your face. I'm like, bring on the vagina. It's okay. It's part of who we are. Our puritanical society has completely forgotten. This is the most beautiful part of our life, is that we are able to create life from this beautiful place. It's really amazing.
Naomi Wolf wrote a great book too. I think the name of it is Vagina. I can't remember the name of it, but I had her on as a guest too. And, it's not just about creating life, it's about creating creativity itself. And that is the flow of women, what women bring to this planet and to this realm. A great amount of loving creativity. And, of course, that's so threatening and horrific to a culture of rape and war, because that is their enemy, because then everybody doesn't just bow down and start killing each other wordlessly and without question, which is what they want. But when you're creative and you're able to access and use your creativity for good and for community, then you are a huge threat to rape culture and to war culture. So, of course, it's like it all comes down to that. And for women to be reduced to just our vaginas is kind of an awful thing too. And but the power of the word vagina is something that we ought to all be standing out on the street with big signs that just say vagina.
Right.
Watch the entire government of corruption crumble in about a day.
You're right. I was at the Natural Food Market yesterday, and I saw the little flyer was up on the bulletin board, and there were two teenagers behind me, a girl and a guy. She said, "You should go see that. You like vaginas." And then I turned to her and I said, "You both should go. I'm directing this play. It's really good." And so they started having a conversation about it and kind of tittering and laughing. And then later last night, I heard a friend said, "Oh my gosh, I came up behind these kids. There was like 12 kids at the other grocery store talking about." She could hear vagina, 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 Jane, 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 vagina, 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 Jane. Yeah. And they were talking about how they were all going to go see vagina monologues because Jane told them there would be some tricks that they would learn about vaginas and as well. So this whole class of kids are going to come to see the vagina monologues, which is fun.
Well, they are going to just love it because it's one of the most brilliant and astounding pieces of theater that's ever existed. That's why it's being produced all over this planet. So I think they'll really enjoy it there, and I think I think that both men and women and people of all ages and all cultures are really going to find a lot of truth in those words. It's an astounding and uplifting and transformative night of theater.
Yeah, I so agree. And I don't know what monologue you did, but I added in an extra monologue that I didn't have any extra in the whole piece of it when it first came to me that I heard that I could add on. And it's so powerful speaking to an elderly woman and her plight, and it's so powerful. I love that we can have all ages. We are here though, and it's interesting, Roseanne. I'd like to just run this by you. You've got grandkids that are about the same age as my youngest daughter, and she's 12, and she's hearing she's here at rehearsal. I'm keeping the more challenging parts of like the rape stuff from her, because I don't know if it's necessarily when I'm going to magnetize her. She hears vaginas day and night, but the rape part, I'm not quite ready for her to have those words coming out for her right now. So I've asked that people be really considerate and think about for their family what's right for their daughters to hear. I don't want her getting those images in her head right now of the rape part. She knows that they totally exist. She knows my personal story. I am a survivor, and so she's got part of the equation. So we definitely have a little highlight. Parents, consider this before you bring your child, kind of thing out there. So I don't know how you feel about that.
12-year-old girls are getting raped every hour. And they're getting raped on that island, too, way younger than 12. So I kind of think, I think girls should be told very, very early the possibilities of things that can go wrong. And also they should be going to martial arts classes and be physically fit enough to be able to, defend themselves and to also access the use of deadly force. And I think that if we don't teach that to our daughters, or we're not really being good parents.
I
understand what you're saying, but this is a time of this is a different time now.
Yeah, You know what? I agree on all of that. I had my kids. My first two are black belts in karate, and my other one is working on her belt. At some point, she will be jumping back into it. She, she's very well aware of rape being a big issue for all ages, and I do that filter through her. And she wants to see this. The imagery, I think you probably remember, just even of the rape camp. It's pretty intense. And I remember that age and looking at the Vietnam War and having that magnet of, I'm not even going to make it to age 18, and feeling for sure that I wouldn't make it to age 18 because I saw the atrocities, the body bags all the time on the news. And so it's a fine line, and you know what? I so appreciate your dialogue here, Roseanne, because mom to mom, I feel like you. I want her to know, and I still obviously want her to be protected. We are going to have here at the theater afterwards. We're going to have representatives of different shelters and tables people talk to, and we're hoping to get someone who actually works with shelters for women to come also be here so they can hand out their information if people want to get it on as they leave the theater. So it's not just a theater experience. There's actually opportunity for people to get more resources of how they can get help or bolster up support and protection. We're working on the whole educational component, like as I said, for the island. We're picking some different groups to target for funding. But if you have any ideas, I appreciate it.
You are a fantastic person. You're using theater for what it was really meant to be used for, transformation of an entire community. And I'm very proud to, know you. I look forward to getting to know you better and to becoming more involved myself in fantastic evening of entertainment and consciousness raising and all of the resultant work that come from that. And you have my support, and, I will, even though I won't be there, I'll be there in spirit, and my family will be there. And, definitely I'm looking forward to being in the play itself next year. I had a fantastic role. My monologue was What My Vagina Smells Like.
Oh, I don't know this monologue. You'll have to perform that for me.
It was a great piece of literature as far as very poetic and moving and it was really fun to perform it too. I was nervous and everything else, but I could see the words, how they affected me and how they affected the people in the audience. So, I'm proud of you, and hopefully we're going to get a lot of activists moving over there to the Big Island, which I'm thrilled with. And these next few years, we're really going to do a lot to transform all cultures on the Big Island and do good work there. And I'm glad you're there, Jane. And
I'm glad we're here together, Roseanne. I've been looking forward to really getting down and talking with you about all sorts of things. So.
Well, also, did you want to mention 1 Billion Rising? And then I'm going to take calls. And I should say anyone can call in. I'll probably have to let you go, Jane, because this hookup is not so good. But the number is 1-888-909-1050. That's 1-888-909-1050. I have to say it 3 times. 1-888-909-1050. And call and have something to say about this conversation. Let's talk about that Billion Rising on February 14th, Jenny.
Oh, my gosh, but our connection just got a little muddy. You're right, Roseanne. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, there you are. Now, there you are. You know how it is. With the big winds on the island, you never know what a connection could be.
I know. I'll probably lose you. It happens every time. But why don't you give us a date, and